The Heist, a criminal's last stand. In the sprawling metropolis of Harbor City, where skyscrapers towered over bustling streets and neon lights cast a surreal glow, there existed a shadowy underworld where crime thrived. Among its denizens was a notorious figure known only as Jack. He was a master thief, renowned for his meticulous planning and audacious heists that had eluded law enforcement for years. Yet, despite his success, Jack's ambitions always pushed him to seek bigger challenges and greater rewards. The night was cold and misty, the air thick with anticipation as Jack gathered his crew in a rundown warehouse on the outskirts of the city. Each member of his team was carefully chosen for their specialized skills and unwavering loyalty. There was Max, the tech genius with a knack for bypassing security systems; Sarah, the sharpshooter whose precise aim was legendary; and Tony, the fearless getaway driver whose nerves of steel had saved them from countless close calls. Their target this time was the Harbor City Museum, a bastion of culture housing a collection of priceless artifacts and treasures. Among them gleamed the coveted Golden Falcon, a statue rumored to be adorned with jewels worth millions on the black market. Jack had spent months meticulously planning every detail of the heist, studying the museum's security measures and devising a strategy to evade detection. As midnight approached, the crew moved with silent precision through the labyrinthine alleys and deserted streets. Clad in black masks and gloves, they blended into the shadows like phantoms. Their breath misted in the chill of the night as they approached the museum's imposing facade, its grandeur stark against the darkened sky. Inside the museum, security cameras monitored every corner, and motion sensors lay in wait for the slightest intrusion. But Jack and his crew were prepared. Max took position near the museum's security room, his fingers flying over a sleek laptop as he bypassed firewalls and disabled alarms with practiced ease. Sarah kept a vigilant watch, her keen eyes scanning for any unexpected movements or signs of trouble. With a soft click, the last security barrier was breached, and the crew slipped into the hallowed halls of the museum. The air was heavy with the scent of aged wood and history, mingled with the faint aroma of polish. Jack led them through the maze of exhibits, their footsteps muffled on the plush carpeting. They navigated past ancient relics and priceless artworks, their hearts pounding with a mixture of excitement and tension. Finally, they reached the exhibit hall where the Golden Falcon stood encased in bulletproof glass, bathed in the soft glow of strategically placed spotlights. Its bejeweled wings shimmered with an otherworldly allure, captivating even the most jaded criminal mind. Jack approached the display case, his gloved hands hovering inches away from the precious artifact. Max went to work on the final security measures, his brow furrowed in concentration as he decrypted the intricate code protecting the Golden Falcon. Sweat beaded on his forehead, his fingers dancing across the keyboard with practiced precision. Outside, the city murmured softly, oblivious to the drama unfolding within the museum's walls. After what seemed like an eternity, Max gave a triumphant nod. The glass case slid open soundlessly, revealing the glittering prize within. Jack's heart raced with adrenaline as he reached inside, his fingers closing around the cool metal of the Golden Falcon. It was heavier than he had anticipated, its jewels catching the light and casting prismatic reflections across the room. For a fleeting moment, Jack hesitated. He knew the risks involved: the years of planning, the danger of capture, the weight of criminal notoriety. But then greed and ambition overtook him, driving away any lingering doubts. With a swift and practiced motion, he lifted the golden falcon from its pedestal and cradled it gently in his arms. The sound of a distant siren shattered the silence, a chilling reminder of the narrow window of time they had to escape undetected. Jack's crew sprang into action with practiced efficiency. Sarah maintained her position near the entrance, her sharp eyes scanning for any signs of approaching security guards or police patrols. Max hastily packed away his equipment, leaving behind no trace of their intrusion. Outside, Tony sat behind the wheel of their sleek black van, its engine idling with a barely audible purr. He watched the museum's entrance like a hawk, ready to execute their meticulously planned escape route at a moment's notice. Every second counted as they edged closer to the precipice of success or failure. Suddenly, the air was pierced by the shrill wail of an alarm, a subtle signal that their intrusion had been detected. Panic surged through Jack, his pulse quickening as adrenaline flooded his veins. The museum's security system had silently alerted the authorities, setting in motion a chain of events that threatened to unravel their carefully laid plans. In a heartbeat, the quiet operation descended into chaos. Jack's mind raced as he weighed their options. They could abandon the heist and flee into the night, or they could press on and risk everything for the chance at unimaginable wealth. The decision hung in the balance, teetering on a knife's edge. With a determined nod, Jack signaled to his crew. They had come too far to turn back now. They would see the heist through to the bitter end, consequences be damned. Sarah adjusted her grip on her firearm, ready to defend their retreat with lethal precision if necessary. As they navigated the museum's labyrinthine corridors, the distant sound of approaching sirens grew louder. Flashlights pierced the darkness, casting stark shadows that danced across marble floors and ancient tapestries. The chase was on, and Jack and his crew were in a race against time. Through twisting hallways and shadowed galleries, they moved with the agility of seasoned professionals. Their footsteps echoed off vaulted ceilings and ornate columns, the weight of the golden falcon a constant reminder of their daring endeavor. Each turn brought them closer to freedom or closer to capture, a perilous game of cat and mouse played out on a grand stage. Outside, the city stirred with the arrival of law enforcement vehicles converging on the museum's location. Police cars screeched to a halt, their doors swinging open as officers poured out with weapons drawn. Helicopters circled overhead, their searchlights slicing through the night sky like blades of light. Tony led them through a maze of back alleys and deserted streets, his driving skills pushed to the limit as he maneuvered through the city's labyrinthine network of roads. With each sharp turn and narrow escape, Jack's heart pounded in his chest, his thoughts consumed by the consequences of failure. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. As they raced toward the outskirts of Harbor City, a roadblock loomed ahead, a barricade of police cruisers and flashing lights. Tony slammed on the brakes, sending the van skidding to a halt with a screech of tires and a cloud of smoke. They were boxed in, surrounded on all sides by law enforcement closing in like a tightening noose. In that fateful moment, Jack made a split-second decision. With a whispered command to his crew, he abandoned the bag containing the golden falcon and raised his hands in surrender. Sarah and Max followed suit, their faces etched with resignation as they realized their narrow escape had come to an abrupt end. Tony, the last to comply, glared defiantly at the approaching officers before reluctantly surrendering. The police moved in swiftly, their voices sharp with authority as they ordered Jack and his crew to lie face down on the rain-soaked pavement. Handcuffs clicked shut around their wrists, sealing their fate as criminals caught in the act. The golden falcon lay forgotten on the ground, a glittering testament to their failed heist. As dawn broke over Harbor City, Jack and his crew were led away in a procession of police vehicles, their heads bowed in defeat. The museum remained closed to the public, its shattered security system a stark reminder of the daring robbery that had unfolded within its hallowed halls. News of the heist spread like wildfire through the city, capturing the attention of residents and law enforcement alike. In the days that followed, Jack and his crew stood trial for their crimes. The evidence against them was overwhelming, from security footage capturing their faces to fingerprints found at the scene. Despite their attempts to plead innocence or negotiate plea deals, they were ultimately convicted and sentenced to lengthy prison terms. For Jack, once a celebrated figure in the criminal underworld, the realization of his capture was a bitter pill to swallow. He had believed himself invincible, untouchable by the long arm of the law. Now, as he sat in a cold prison cell, he reflected on the choices that had led him down this path: the thrill of the heist, the allure of wealth, and the price of his ambition. As for the Golden Falcon, it was returned to the museum under heavy guard, where it once again became a cherished artifact admired by visitors from around the world. The failed heist left a mark on Harbor City, a cautionary tale of the consequences of greed and criminality. In the years that followed, whispers of Jack's daring heist would echo through the city's streets, a reminder of a criminal's last stand and the price paid for chasing fortune at any cost. Despite their capture, Jack and his crew's audacity had left an indelible mark on the criminal underworld and law enforcement alike, a testament to the enduring allure of the heist and the fine line between glory and downfall in the world of crime. The end.